Hey everybody, Superfluous Jay here, playing more Dyson Sphere program, and if you look in the upper corner here, we are mere seconds away from Vane's utilization. Oh, I already had it, and I was like being all cool. I actually have the ability to warp now, and the ability to do things. I'm bringing a whole bunch of Deuterian fuel with me. I'm bringing some foundation, just for the fun of it, and I'm bringing 8 wireless power towers and 14 solar panels, and you'll see why when we reach our first destination, which is exciting. Let's go into the stars list. The normal mode. We want to go to 61 Circini, which is 5.64 light years away, which is kind of a long distance. And it's also going to be hard to get to when you... There we go. Set. You get over there. Okay, apparently I have to get far enough away from the planet. There we go. Now we're heading towards it. I'm going to let my... close this. I'm going to let my fuel charge all the way up, and then we are going to hit warp. I want it to be as charged as possible because, yeah, warp takes a lot of fuel. Let's go ahead and just throw that in there. Apparently, yeah, that's all we have. Warping takes a lot of fuel, so I want this to be totally maxed out because 5.5 light years is a lot with the first setup of everything. Now, in order to warp, all you got to do is hit the caps lock key, and I'm going to do that in just a second when we are fully leveled up. We are. So let's go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, warp. And there we go. Notice our available power is just dropping at a ridiculous rate. I don't know exactly what's going to happen when we get to 161 Circini. I also forgot to look up what it means, but I haven't been here before. I literally don't know what's going to happen when we arrive. What I hope happens is we find a whole bunch of planets, one of which is maybe tidally locked, and perhaps within the level of a Dyson sphere. Looks like we have at least 3 planets, 1 and 3, and then 2 is orbiting 3. So it looks like we have exactly 3 planets, and we just dropped out of warp because we're out of fuel, and we're 13 light years away. So let us actually star list Circini 1. Let's actually set Circini 1 as our target, and yeah, look how big the star is. The star's bigger than our star looked from our perspective, and we're 13 light years away from it, and 13 AU away from its innermost planet. Sadly, there are only 2 planets, which means that could have been a better system. Let's see what we got here, though. Let's see if we got something good. We've got Kimberlite ore. Kimberlite ore is nice. It gives you something. I don't remember what it is. Notice the solar energy ratio is 170% this far away. Wind energy ratio, so it's a lava type planet. It is not tidally locked, sadly. Circini 2 is a gas giant. Let's do this. Circini 2 is a gas giant. Can I hit tab and go to it? No. It's weird that it's not letting me pick. There it is. Circini 3 is a satellite. It's got fractal silicon on it, which is nice, although we already have that. Solar energy ratio here is 166, so we can definitely get power here, which is the nice thing. Sadly, no tidally locked planets, but what are you going to do? What you're going to do is accelerate a bit so we can get to Circini 1 as fast as possible, and then I'll show you why I brought some solar panels. Now, I was hoping that those solar panels would... or I was hoping, I should say, that my fuel would have gotten me all the way to the system, but it did not. I'm going to bookmark. Is there a way to bookmark? I have no idea how to do this. Sort history. See, I can set, but there's no bookmark option. I need to look up the mod and find out how it works. Let's go ahead and close this for now. But nicely, we are right in the orbital plane. Our orbital plane just happens to match the horse's navel. Um, but it's going to be a little bit before we get to our destination, so I will be back. So I looked it up. Alpha Circini, aka 161 Circini, is it's a variable star. It is not all that interesting, really. Circini, though, is a constellation in the southern hemisphere that I've never seen, might not ever see. It, if you live in Australia or anywhere else, probably in the equator and south, you could see it. It's Latin for compass. A lot of the southern constellations have sea names because the people who lived in the northern hemisphere, who then got the right for some reason to name everything, went with what they had, and they had compasses and they had other ship like things. So I think I'm gonna rename this star system the Compass, just for the fun of it. So we're gonna say 161 Circini, rename it to the Compass, which is nice because it is sort of the compass of our cluster. It's the biggest, brightest star we have available to us, at least nearby, and yeah, that's a decent name. I don't know what I want to name the other what I want to name the planets in the system yet, but the compass one is going to be where we get our power from. So it seems reasonable that we're going to call this Power World. Because that's what it's gonna give us. The purpose of Power World is to we're gonna put solar panels all over it, and we're going to ship power back home. That's why I wanted to come here before I did anything else, because we are badly in need of power, and we don't have any. So I probably should have brought an Interstellar tower with me, because I could have probably started setting up power now, but it's not a big deal. If I had brought one with me, I could plop it down, order all the solar panels I could get, and the exchangers and accumulators and stuff like that, and just then take off and search elsewhere, and while I explore the other star systems around here. Those things would get delivered, and then I'd be able to set it up here. This is a lava world, which you haven't seen yet in this channel, although if you've played the game, you have very likely seen it otherwise, because it's one of those very common, your first foray into the universe get you one. It's usually like the interior planet is a lot of times a lava planet. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, these are rare ore directly crystallized from kimberlite magma. Diamond can be obtained by further smelting. So this is basically an easy way to make diamonds. If you look here, just one kimberlite ore in a smelting facility will give us a diamond. So that's fantastic. That's going to make getting diamonds a lot easier. The other thing it has, this place has, is actually that's all it has is kimberlite ore, and then a really good solar ratio. Its day is 743 seconds. I have no idea if that's fast or not. Compared to, what is its tilt? Yeah, orbital inclination is very low, so that's pretty cool. Or actually, axial tilt is fairly low. Let me bring something out to place. Actually, that's not a place thing. So we are on the equator. No, actually, we're not on the equator. We're a little north of the equator. I want to get on a pole here and just kind of get an idea of how fast this thing is turning. Basically, oh, that's a cool picture right there. It's basically not turning at all. Like compared to my home world, you can see the sun moving, but other than that, it's fine. And I'm gonna take advantage here of that, and just that's gonna be my screenshot for the episode. Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to the job at hand here. Let's see. F11, F11. There's us. Okay. Let's get down to the equator here. 'Cause I have something I want to do, and I've already passed. No, I haven't already passed. Let's get back to the equator. Okay. So I want to lay these solar panels down, and I've got 14 of them. I don't know exactly how I want to lay them down, but a square is a good idea. I have 2 left, which is an annoying number. Let's go ahead and do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these guys down in an octothorpe pattern right next to them, as close to them as possible, and as close to each other as possible. Actually, it looks like I want to do this. There we go. And then north-south as close to each other as possible, but 4 across. Oh, I brought the wrong number. Dang it. Not 8. I wanted 9, 10, 11, 12. I wanted 12 total. But we have full power anyway, but I want to take a blueprint of this, because when we land somewhere, I want to be able to plop this down really quick. So we're going to go blueprint, F1. Give me the whole thing. And now that's my blueprint. And I'm not going to save it or anything. We also got titanium, iron. Okay, who cares? Let's go ahead and take off again. And let's check our star chart out and see what other stars we have around. Now, here's the compass, and here's the horse's navel. Sadly, there's really nothing between the two. But I do want to check out all the worlds around here. Shellac is very close to the horse's navel. 40 Lyrae is right here. We'll probably check out these ones. Maybe this one down here. That'll tell us these ones over here, and then maybe on a separate voyage we'll head off this way. So let's go ahead and go to 40 Lyrae, which is 6 light years away. Annoyingly, it's far enough away that we're not going to be able to get there. Let's see. Always show label. No, let's aim at it. See, if we aim at it, you notice our guy aimed at it automatically. That is a benefit of this mod, the cruise assist mod. It automatically aims at things. So let's go ahead and get past Power World here. And we have a full charge almost. Go ahead and fill those up. And let's go into warp. Okay, Lyra, I do know a little bit about. She's the scales chick. That's about all I know. I know a little bit about astronomy. Let's look it up together. 40 Lyrae. RR Lyrae variable star. Let's find out what it's oh, actually RR Lyrae variables are variables, so it might not be an actual. It might not actually be a thing. Yes, we're 11 light AU away from it, and we're actually not close enough, I think, to see any planets. Oh, no, we're close to see some planets. Let's see. We got an ice giant, which is nice. Ice giants are... when it's actually on the other side of us. Ice giants, we can get fire ice for free forever from those. Lyrae 2 has fire ice, which we don't need because, like I said, this ice giant is going to have fire ice on it and hydrogen. And then we've got a blue... Oh, wait, that's a blue giant. That's that one. Let's check out the satellite of this guy. It's a Gobi, which is we already have at home. It doesn't have anything special on it. And 40 Lyrae 1 is an arid desert. It also doesn't have anything on it, but it does have 150% wind ratio. Not that I really care all that much, but that could be a thing that we get power from, if I wanted to, which I don't. Sadly, though, nothing here really stands out, other than free fire ice. So, you know, I guess that's something worth noting. Not going to bother, though. And I'm also not going to bother going all the way there. I'm just going to find a new place to go. See, there's the compass. There's the horse's navel. We could go up to Vega. Just 4 light years away. Or we could just go to Shellac. The game's been telling me about Shellac this whole time. Let's actually aim at it. Or not pin it. I'm sorry, not pin it. Aim at it. Now we're heading towards it. It is 2 light years away. Notice it says we will get there in 6 hours and 49 minutes. Obviously, we're not going to do that. We're going to wait for us to recharge, and we're going to warp there. And here we go. I'm very curious how our power usage happens here when it was only a 2-point-something light-year jump. Yeah, we're obviously going to make it here in time. But you notice that our speed slows down, but our power usage stays the same as you get closer to the target, which I am not a fan of, I gotta say. So we are apparently targeting this world. Huh. It like auto-targeted, I think, the nearest world, which is kind of cool. Which is the ice... Oh, wow. 2 moons. I have yet to actually see 2 moons. My own self. This is really cool. This guy has fire ice. This guy has fire ice and fractal silicon. This is yet another ice giant, which makes that Lyrae even worse of an option. And it's the only world around it. So it's just fire ice all the way. So Shellac gives us fire ice. That's literally all we get from it. So let's do the landing trick here. Let's go ahead and land. Let's bring out our blueprint. Right here on the equator. That's weird. Apparently you gotta lay them yourself in order for them to count. But they're not... Okay, I'm very confused as to what's going on. I feel like I've bugged the game out. Okay, between then and now, not only did I exit the game and restart it, but there was an update, and I still cannot delete these. So there's something wrong with my save. So I'm going to load this up, and we'll see what happens. We are out in the middle of nowhere. We are 10 AU away from 40 Lyrae, which we didn't want to go to. So yeah, we're pretty far now. So we left the compass. We didn't like Lyrae, and actually we know now that we don't even care about 40 Lyrae because it is... oh, I need to hit V and then zoom out. Because all it has is fire ice, and we can get free fire ice from Shellac forever. So you know what? I'm going to go right back to the horse's stable. Why bother even going to Shellac? Because I know what's there. It's kind of cheaty, but you know what? The game crashed on me, so I think I deserve cheaty. So that's all we have right now that we need to do is those things. So sadly, I need to wait for this to charge up again before I do this next jump. So I will probably see you when we get back to the homeworld. And as we enter warp, I have to correct myself. Whenever I find I completely screw something up, I must confess. Lyra, the constellation, Lyra, is not the scales. That's Libra. Lyra is a vulture carrying, or a bird of some kind, carrying the musical instruments, the lyre. So yeah, sorry, I'm dumb. What are you gonna do? So looks like we're gonna make it back, which is nice. And it looks like it's sending me home, which is nice. I wonder how it knew that, or if it just happened to be the closest one. Kind of looks like the component world was the closest one though, so I think it might have sent me actually home. But anyway, I didn't actually plan on getting home this quickly, so I don't have anything to do. Well, I have a lot to do, but I don't have anything planned to do, so I'm going to figure out what I want to do. Need to make sure, first of all, that these things work and charge me. They do, and I can delete them. Yes, I can. So, and now that I have the ability to finally go interstellar, we are going to finally fix... Oh, that's, again, not very dramatic. The problem where I don't always have 100% satisfaction. It's very funny, actually, that I have 100% satisfaction. I didn't think I had that here. But I apparently do right now, which is nice. I'm not going to complain, per se, about it. But I am going to still fix it. Because this world, if we're making a lot of things, or if we are... you know, as we get bigger, just in general, we're gonna be making more of these things. So, or we're gonna be needing more power. And component world is running at 50% at best. It's not the best situation. Let's just say that. So what I'm gonna do here is, I've got all this stuff in my inventory. I'm gonna put even more solar panels in my inventory, and we are going to then head to the mall, which is up here, I believe. No, mall's always on the same side as the old mall. We're gonna head up here. I could have done this remotely, but I kind of like the personal approach. You know, we're being forced to shop remotely so much these days that it's kind of nice sometimes to be able to shop in person at an actual mall. But what we need here is let me find them here. Just window shopping at the moment. Here we go. We need energy exchangers. We have 100 of them, and I think that's fair. And we are very low on space now, so let's actually see what we can do here. We can't actually get rid of anything. We're gonna need power poles. We're gonna need. We don't need these assemblers and stuff. You know what? I am going to remotely shop here the next time. I'm going to go down to my... Let's see. Here's my trash. The recycling center, I should say. And it's not trash. Perfectly usable items. They're just not perfectly usable right now. Let's get rid of all this junk that we don't need. Speaking of perfectly usable. Kimberlite ore. I'm going to keep that because that reminds me that we have the ability to have it here. And then down here, I'm going to throw away the stuff that we don't actually want, which is this guy, these things. Sort of Mark 3s are fine. And then I'm going to pick up things out of here that we do need. This is where I put my stuff that I didn't actually want. Take 600 of these. Let's take... this is Mark 2? It is. I'm going to actually pick this up so I can put it in here. Sorter Mark 2. There it is. Put it in the actual trash one. Pick up the double of those, and we don't need boxes. We're going to need sorters. We're going to need a lot of sorters, actually. And we're going to need no assemblers at the moment. We might as well top off our storage. Let's see what this next one here has. We're going to need interstellar stations. We're going to need power poles. And that's really it. The rest of these things we don't actually need at the moment. And what I then want to do is... can I get rid of anything? I can probably get rid of some of this foundation, but it's really not that bad of a thing to have on you. Okay, fine. I'll get rid of the kimberlite ore so that we can get more interstellar towers. Wherever those are. Interstellar towers. Just have to poke around. There we go. I don't remember how big these stack, but I think they stack to 20. Let's verify that. They stack to 10. That's no good at all. Now I have 21 in my inventory, and I can't put them back in here. I hate to do it, but I'm going to do that. just get it down to 100. I wish you could stuff stuff in here even if it's full. That's something I wouldn't mind. We really don't need that many of these. So I'm just gonna stuff. 10 is perfectly fine for what I'm gonna do right now. And then we don't need these yet, and we need the vessels, but we've got them. And the only other thing I want is empty accumulators. I'm just going to go give me all the ones you have and then put them back in here. Perfectly fine. That's not a very good number, but it's enough to get started, and the rest we're going to do remotely. So let's head out once again. Change my mind once again. Is this... No, that's my trash. Where's my old mall? Here it is. Gotta fix this eventually, too. Is this my... No, I got turned around. How did that happen? Other than the layout of my base is so bad. Here's where I'm making warpers. No, it's not where I'm making warpers. I'm making them at the mall. I'm so together. I was right the first time. I'm making warpers in the old mall for no reason other than, you know, it'll be confusing to me. Let's go ahead and just grab all of these. We can. Go C, put them in here. I can hold 20 apparently. That's all I can. And let's go ahead and do this. And we are missing diamonds. We're demanding diamonds and not getting them because nowhere, I don't think anywhere demands diamonds in the entire homeworld. So I'm going to actually throw a demand, a very small demand for, say, 1,000 diamonds. And we're going to local supply and remote demand. That way somebody brings diamonds here. There we go. And then they'll supply it to him, and then he can make more warpers, because warpers are important. They're going to be more and more important as time goes on. That actually reminds me, one other thing I need to do, which is super duper important, before we go anywhere, is at least this station needs warpers in it. And actually, we don't have the ability to do that, do we? Because we are waiting for that technology. Logistic carrier engine 4 increases navigation, allows logistic vessels to warp. This is probably more important than anything else. Energy circuit's really important though. So yeah, because we actually need vessels to be able to warp. I hate to do this, but I'm going to cancel this and then queue it back up. Then I'm going to cancel this, queue it back up, and then I'm going to cancel this and queue it back up, so that carrier engine 4 is the next one. And we're not actually researching now, so I hate to do it, but I'm going to go find out why we're not researching it, because we're researching now, but we're obviously low on something, which implies a production supply problem. And the problem is yellow science. Why is yellow science having a problem? And yellow science is having a problem because of these stupid titanium crystals. We're just not making them fast enough. So guess what? Before I do anything, I'm going to head to Component World really quick and take a look and see if I can fix it quickly. If I can't fix it quickly, I'm not going to. Let's go ahead and do Star List, Component World, set that as our target, and then we can close this. We're heading to Component World now, so I'm going to waste a warper because it's 2 AU away. And I think the auto thing here will keep me aimed at it, and it will drop me out of warp when I get there. Actually, the auto aimer won't drop me out of warp. The game drops you out of warp, but the auto aimer will make it so that I stay aimed at it. And let's see, we're not making them here. We're making them over here somewhere. This is a mining operation. Here's where we're making everything. We're making them down here somewhere. Let's take a look here. Yeah, it's out here. What are these guys missing other than power? I guess, yeah, they're missing organic crystals. Yeah, the problem is power. The problem is really power, and the solution is what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and do that then. Let's go ahead and get out into space. Let's bring up this star list again. Now the problem is history. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, there's still no way to bookmark things. Like, obviously there is a way. I just don't know what it is. Let's actually go into the star map. And we want to go to the compass. And sadly, the compass is 6 light years away, which means that we're not going to get there in 2 jumps. Or we're not going to get there in 1 jump, I should say. They've also got, fractal silicon is actually better than, like, I thought this was just silicon, but it's actually, fractal silicon turns into silicon much easier. So that's actually very worth going for. So let's go ahead and go into Starlist. We want to go to the compass, power world. Let's go ahead and set that. Oh, that's cool. It actually knows that we're going to power world, which is cool. It's actually aimed slightly off to the left from where it is. But I'm going to wait until this is up. I'm going to enable warp. I'm going to do it twice, and I'm going to end up at power world. You know what? It doesn't really matter. We got to do 2 jumps anyway, so what does it matter if I start my first jump now or if I start it later? But I'm gonna land on power world, and I'm gonna come back when we are setting up the energy exchangers. Okay, just to show you what I'm doing here, I am on Power World. It is a lava planet. It has kimberlite ore, which is the only ore we care about on the entire planet. We've got these charging stations. And what you have here is you can charge them or you can discharge them. And if they're charging, they're like a flower that's open up to the outside and it's charging up. If they're discharging, they're sending their energy downward. That's kind of how this thing looks. And I love the way these things look, by the way. But we want to charge because we're never going to discharge here because we're going to get our power from this solar farm, and then we're going to send it into here. Then we've got this thing here, and what this guy wants is he wants basically every single accumulator he can ever get, and he wants to we're actually going to local storage, it doesn't really matter, and we're going to remote demand. We always want these forever. We never want to not get them. And let's go ahead and throw these in there because that's where they're going to end up going. And now ships are going to bring empty accumulators here. So we're going to have a belt coming out of here with empty accumulators on it. And they're going to go, actually, I'm sorry. They're going to go around like this. And actually one more out. And then they're going to be split off with a splitter, which is why I needed a lot of splitters. And they're going to go into here. And then they're going to come right back out onto this belt here. That then is going to send full accumulators. Oops, not these. Full accumulators. And they're going to say remote supply, local storage. And now, so ships now can take these accumulators. Let's go ahead and throw 10 ships in here. We don't need drones. Now these full accumulators that are coming in here can be sent off to other worlds that can use these things to discharge them, which is the idea. Let's go ahead and get this going. Now these guys aren't hooked up yet, so they're not actually making any power. So let's go ahead and fix that problem. All we need is one power pole right here, and then the rest of this will just happen. And we also need one power pole right here so that the station will charge. And then we need the solar panels to actually get this stuff done. So I'm going to hook these 2 things up. This is basically a fairly simple system here of belts. This belt goes into here, and then I can actually just bring this belt out and take a right, or take a left, I guess, my right. From the belt's perspective, it's a left. And then now we've got 2 of these things that will fill up. Now, sadly, the sun is rising, so sadly the sun isn't rising. Luckily, the sun is rising, so we'll be able to see this in a second. Let me go ahead and get these solar panels built. Notice I'm using this gap right here as where the hole is. This is the 180 mark. This is basically the middle of the Pacific Ocean on Earth. But as soon as the sun actually does rise, and we're starting to get power now, these things are charging up this station very slowly. Once the station gets charged, these things will start charging up and they'll start loading the thing. Sadly, I could actually just show you how they work by doing this, because the station itself does not need to be charged, and it's running now. That's nice. Also, we have logistic carrier agents, so I can now take, let's take half of these warpers here, and let's put them in here. And the first thing I want to do is request warpers. And we're only gonna want 100 of them because it's going to, and we're gonna actually say the minimum load of vessels is 1%, and then we're going let's make it 10%, and then we're gonna say remote demand. Now we're not charging the same anymore, but you notice here that these solar panels are charging up these accumulators, and they're coming in here and they're running, and we got 100% satisfaction. If you look at our power graph here, we are generating 84 megawatts, and we are I'm sorry, this is the actual generation total consumption. I don't remember how this works. And then we're charging 90 megawatts. So we're actually charging less than we can make. So we actually need more of these for the amount of solar panels we have. We're though out of accumulators, so that doesn't really matter. We can throw these accumulators in there. But as soon as we get more accumulators, they will, or as soon as we get more accumulators delivered here, this will go. So I'm actually going to reset this up, and I don't like the power pole there. I like it there. This thing's going to start charging up again. These guys are going to stop charging. Actually, he is still charging, which is funny. Oh, that, you know what? Why? Because this guy can only charge at a certain amount. I'm actually going to crank his charge all the way up so that he charges faster. He's using all of the energy now being supplied to him, which is a lot, considering this is the only solar panels we're doing, and we're actually getting a delivery of... There we go. We're getting more accumulators delivered, which is fantastic. And eventually we're going to get these space warpers delivered. And I've kind of changed my mind about how I'm going to do this. I'm going to set up a second logistic tower here, right here. And I'm going to clear this, and I'm going to set this to be 100% because we only want full loads of accumulators. We don't want to waste vessel warps doing that. No, we don't want to waste vessel warps sending a small amount of accumulators across the entire star cluster here. So I'm going to actually request the warpers here because warpers are really important to get as many as possible. We're just going to set this to 1%, and we are going to say remote demand, local storage, and now he needs to be charged. And as soon as he gets enough charge, let's crank his charge all the way up too, might as well. As soon as there are enough warpers available to do 1% of a logistics vessel, which is 4, as soon as 4 warpers are available, and the vessel has enough energy to do the trip, somebody should go out and get warpers, assuming that they're in a interstellar tower, which now that I'm thinking about it might not be true. But there's not much I can do about it. This, though, will get this running, and I'm gonna now notice I made this thing 5 wide, so we've got this massive amount of power that we're gonna be able to utilize here when this thing's done. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna set up enough chargers to actually charge it all up, and then I will be back. All right, for better or for worse, I am trying the blueprint mod again. I mean, I don't think it's actually like super causing tons of problems, but I did not like how it did the power poles. I don't know if it's to blame for the power poles, but you have a problem, you assume that's that it's caused by the thing you were using, and the thing I was using was the blueprint mod. So I don't have all the solar panels. If you look here in not quite map mode, but zoom out mode, we're lacking maybe 25% of the solar thing. So I've requested more, but they're not being supplied, which tells me that there's something wrong, and I just don't know what it is. We also aren't getting warpers delivered, which I was really expecting by now we'd have some. But we are getting these accumulators delivered, and we're storing up more, which is awesome. And we don't want a limit on those. We just want to make them. And if you look here at our power here, let's look at this. Now, note we are using 49% of our power, which is about 50. So all the solar panels we have currently can support 10 of these, basically, is what we're looking at. So I'm going to, I've got my thing here. I'm going to go 1. Let's just be ready here to 2. And I've got these setups. They very nicely go right exactly on the grid lines. 3. Come on. 4, and then 5. This will be double, and in theory this will be 98%. except for the fact that we don't have full coverage around the equator, or around the, what do you call it, full coverage of solar panels all the way around the equator. So I guess I was using the right word there. But let's get these accumulators belted in so that these guys start actually charging them, and then belted out. There we go. And then if we click one of these solar panels, we should see we are actually doing a power load of 100%. We're using all the power we possibly can to charge these accumulators, which is fantastic. That means we're charging accumulators as fast as we possibly can, which, if we look here, is 360 some odd megawatts. That's what the solar panels we have currently in stock can do. Now, there's nothing we can do with them at the moment. We're just waiting for these things to be delivered. So I now need to head back home with the 5 warpers I have, which is honestly more than enough. Let's head back home and get out into space, and then go into our star list. We want to go to the Horse's Naval Home. Let's go ahead and set that as our target. Close this. We are turning around, getting off the planet here eventually. Apparently I have to do it. So the problem on our homeworld is that we put warpers in a regular logistic station like a moron. And I'm going to fix that right now by putting them in, I guess, this station over here. Yeah, it's got room for warpers. Let's go ahead and do buildings. I think I remember why I did this, because the first 50 or whatever warpers go into the warp thing. Even when you don't have it available as a thing, they go in there, and I wanted to access the warper, so I put one of those weenie stations instead. Supply is perfectly cool with this. Let's go ahead and let's actually delete here and here. Reverse this belt and send it over here so he gets warpers. And what are we missing? As always, we're missing stupid diamonds. We have none coming, which implies that there's none being delivered to this station up here that I asked for them in. They are here. They have these guys. There are diamonds here. Oh, I guess maybe they just got delivered or something, because it looks like he is bringing diamonds over here now. Oh, he doesn't have any vessels. That might be the problem, but I don't have any vessels on me because no, he's not getting diamonds. Supply, demand. No? Local storage, local supply. What if I take, like, I wish you could take half of those. Let's put like 49 in here. I'm just testing this. And we put one guy into here. Will he go? He's going to get diamonds. So for whatever reason, this guy doesn't want to. Oh, you know what it is? I set the transport range of drones too low. Let's go 40. Looks like 40 is the limit. Yeah, I was playing around with the transport range and it doesn't really work very well. So I'm gonna have to fix that. But yeah, that was the double reason is, one, we don't have enough of these things. I'm just gonna delete this because we're not supplying them here anymore. One is we don't have enough drones to actually do anything, and two is two is it wasn't here, and then three is the transport range. Now, my other question is, why aren't solar panels being delivered? And I know that I'm making solar panels in my mall. At least I'm, let's say, 90% sure that I'm making solar panels in my mall. Let's see. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I forgot to make solar panels. I actually don't need to make them, because chances are the solar panels I currently have are more than enough. So yeah, I'm not actually making them. That's why those aren't being delivered. But that'll be fine. Let's actually go down to here. I think I picked up all the solar panels out of this station. Yeah, I did. So let's go ahead and supply everything. Because we don't want this station anymore. We're going to ideally slowly be getting rid of these things. Yeah, we're already... Yeah, we should be supply, because we're not making anything in this mall anymore. And I could just pick up this this station. It's really not that a lot of stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Yes, are you sure? I love that confirmation dialogue. The warpers can stay for the time being. Yeah, these chemical plants are going to be very, very filling into our thing. Let's go ahead and put more logistic drones in there. Let's fill out the station. Get all 8 of them. We might as well leave the other drones in there. We're not making belts anymore. So let's go ahead and delete this guy. Yes. And let's go ahead and hit F2. Let's like just wipe this whole thing out. It's not being used anymore. It's nice to get rid of. But we now have, though, warpers being made, and they should be being transported eventually. Yeah, see, they're slowly getting made here. They're just not getting made fast enough for what we really need to do. But, yeah, see, they go in here, and the moment they go in here, if you look here, there's a couple coming, and they go... one, and then they go down. They instantly get put into here until this thing fills up. That's the only place they're going, is there, which kind of sucks, especially because I need probably all of these for my own use. Let's go ahead. Actually, I have 20, which is the most I can carry. So you know what? I'm going to put the rest of them in here just so this thing fills up faster. So this has 46 in it by now. Ideally, this limit is 50, and I'm pretty sure it is. And then he's going to start getting warpers and the ability to send them to other places. That's the most critical thing, is that he has warpers, because he needs to be able to send warpers elsewhere. But then the next thing I need to do now, and the last thing we're going to do this episode, is we're going to head back to Component World, or to Component World, I should say. And I found out I can just do that, and this thing automatically... If you tag the thing, it automatically aims you at it, which is really cool. So I'm going to crank up my speed. We're going to head to Component World, and I'm not going to use a warper because they're a little they're a little sparse at the moment. I don't want to waste them jumping intersystem when I don't have to. But I'm going to go there and set up a receiving station so we can actually get full power there. That will definitely help a lot. Okay, I've set up a very simple polar power station here, which should power most of Component World indefinitely. What we've done is we're requesting 1,000 of these full accumulators, which is probably about 100, well, 900 more than we need. But when they're here, they're coming out on this belt, and they're going to go, conveniently, the belt that comes out of this corner thing goes right to this. And these are the closest they can be all the way around until they're on this line. So I can duplicate this on this side, going around this way, which is kind of nice. I haven't hooked these things up yet for a very specific reason, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But they're going to come into here, and then it's going to split off this way and also split into here. These guys, though, they discharge. If you look here, this guy will discharge. They can discharge 45 megawatts. Our current consumption demand is about 10 times that, 9 or 8 times that, give or take, 8 times that, I guess. So we want 8 of these hooked up, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the amount we have. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We actually need one more. Let me go ahead and place one more. So I guess when I said it'll be enough for a decent amount of time, I guess I was wrong about that. We need more. Let's go ahead and come on. When you're ready, there we go. And then we're going to we'll do 9 just so we have one more than we need. So I need to set these splitters here. And yes, I'm putting them on a fault line, but the fault lines match the one closest to the equator, which is exactly what we want here. So that's totally fine. And we don't need a fault line. We don't need a splitter on the other side. So we're okay with that. So we're going to lay belts now. And the reason I'm being all persnickety about this is because I'm going to make a blueprint of it, because this is going to be how we set up power on any planet we come to, except the homeworld, because the homeworld both poles are being used. So we can't set up power like this on the homeworld for the obvious reason. So we got these guys going, and we're gonna split this off. And come on, there we go. And he's already got his. Then we need the power, the belts coming back. We could actually, no, we can't. Could we run it here? We can. I kind of want to. Yeah, because that's within the fault line, so there won't be any weird interactions between belts if we place them like that. So I think it's definitely worth that optimization there. Also, you know, uses less belts, which, considering all the problems I'm having with power, the less belts I have to make, the less power I have to use to make them. So hey, you know, that's fine. So let's go ahead and get this going. Oh, there we go. And no, I was going to say last but not least, but he's not the last one. This is the last one. And it looks like I didn't actually make that one perfect. And we lost our thing. That's always annoying. Let's do that. And this is probably going to lose this one. Yep. So we need to connect to it. And we're ready to go. We're ready to supply this guy with power, except for one thing. I don't want to. Right now, he's pulling 116 megawatts from the solar panels. They're garbage. That's why I'm replacing them with this. But these things, the energy exchangers, will discharge enough to supply this 116 megawatts. Well, actually, the consumption demand of 300 megawatts. But then the 116 from the solar panels will just get wasted. Or more accurately, the accumulators for that 116 will be wasted because the solar panels could have supplied it. So what I want to do is before I supply this, I want to actually get rid of all the solar panels, because we don't want to use solar panels on this world anymore. They're a garbage technology that doesn't work here because it is so far from the sun, so far from a garbage sun. Their intensity is 59%. That's like less than half of the of what Power World is doing for us. So I'm going to hit X. I'm going to hit F2, and I'm going to start wiping out solar panels all the way around the equator. And I'll be back when we're done with that. Alrighty, I've got all the solar panels deleted. I actually put them into here, and they are getting shipped back to the other planet, except for the fact that we don't have any warpers now to do that. We are also, yeah, we got plenty of these, and what I'm going to do here now is hook this up. And then these things are going to start discharging, and then you're going to see our power satisfaction jump as each one of these goes, and boom, now we have full satisfaction. And these things are discharging at the exact rate that is needed to power the planet. And as long as I don't add any power generation here, I'm not wasting any power. There are ways to set up. You can set up dischargers, like an equal number or double number of dischargers to discharge the power that you're doing, but that's not necessary. That's not something that I want to deal with here. I'm either going to have all of this stuff or none of this stuff. And another cool thing about this is none of this requires power to work. This is going to come out, even if there's no power on this planet, a ship from another world can come here and drop off accumulators, and they can go into these things without any power necessary. So this doesn't need to be kickstarted. It just works, which is really cool. So really, all we need now is, I guess, pick up all these and take them to the power world and get more power, because notice we need 300 and, well, now we need 270 some odd, but, you know, depending on if these stations are charging or whatever, we need about 300, maybe 400 on this world. If you assume we need that on all the worlds, we need 1.21 gigawatts, basically, give or take 1.2 gigawatts, whatever you want to call them. And we need to, if I could click the thing, there we go. Go ahead and get heading towards that guy. I'm gonna go to him, and I'm gonna set up all those solar panels, and I'm gonna make sure we have at least 1.2, if not say 4 gigawatts of power coming out of that world in toto before I come back and set up the same power system on the other worlds. But that's all going to happen next time. As I hit caps lock here, we're going to go into warp. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, please leave a like on YouTube. I definitely enjoyed playing it. If you want to see more, please subscribe on YouTube. And if you have any comments, please comment on, again, YouTube. I am Superfluous J, and I will, as always, talk at you later.